Morning, sir. Okay. Oh, Sabrina. Hey.
Tommy.
You made it.
Hey, saved you a seat.
Oh, thanks. Oh, it's a nice bus.
Right? It's roomy.
Yeah, I like it. Last time my mom dropped me off at last year's camp, so this is it's nice to finally be able to go on the bus by myself.
It's way better than last year's bus, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, this is a very nice bus. The bus driver is a little strange though. He didn't really say. I didn't get a chance to look at him, but he
hasn't said a dang thing since I got on. It was weird.
Oh man, it's very comfy. Where's Matt? Have you seen Matt? He's not here yet, I'm assuming.
I haven't seen him get on yet. I haven't even seen us pass his stop yet. So I think we still got a minute to go.
All right, I'm probably gonna have to get past him. Go pick.
Kind of like an airplane. They got the AC overhead if you need it.
Hold on. Let me put that on because it's just very weirdly hot in here. Yeah. So it's just two of us right now. So that's definitely interesting. So I guess we're gonna be on our way to pick up Matt. Should be good. What is the What is that? Is that a tunnel?
What? Has that tunnel always been here?
What?
I've never seen this.
You know, it's weird. I've lived here many years and never seen a tunnel. What the fuck is that?
You hear that too?
Yeah. It's like the rock. It's like a rock song.
Yeah.
There's no
speaker. Hasn't played any music whatsoever.
Is there?
So, this is. It slaps.
Is there speakers on this bus? I mean, it's very fancy bus, but I don't see
any overhead.
Oh. This is very weird. Interesting.
I mean, it's a jam though.
It's like Slash playing the guitar right now.
I'm gonna ask him when we get off. Who was this?
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of the fucking. Ow. Jesus, that bell was loud. How can? I don't understand like how people can just listen to something with a fucking bell just blasting in their ears. Now here we are on a bus just going. This bus just got darker.
This is weird. But you know what? I'm just glad. We're not ready for camp.
Yeah, I'm very excited to go to camp. Again, just like we were saying last year, camp was rough, okay? I mean, my mom, we did bad in school, though. So we kind of got what we deserved. We did very bad in school. And my mom dropped me off at camp. And they were very weird, religious camp.
You got sent wrong.
Yeah, I went to the wrong one. I'm glad that you guys showed up and we went to the right one. But this year we're going to new camp because we were actually told by our good buddy Big Money that we're going to his camp.
Mijo, listen close.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I just heard random fucking Spanish words. He's not on this bus right now, so okay. That was creepy. Sabrina, put the cigarette out. What are you doing?
I don't
Oh, I know I do, but
okay. The bus driver?
Sir, you know you're not supposed to be smoking on a bus. Okay, you're right. Yeah, he doesn't. You know what? Fuck this. All right, I don't really understand the situation right now. Obviously, we're still in this tunnel. This bus is really dark. I'm not gonna lie, and the AC is not working. I thought you said the AC is on. It's not working.
It was on. Hold on. Let me hit this over. Right, that's dim and flickering.
Okay. This is not working the way you know what the problem is? The problem is we're too focused on the weird bus driver guy, some random music playing at some random times, some reason some Spanish guy started talking, and we're talking about ACs that don't work and flickering lights. Let's get away from that because we're going to creep ourselves out here. We're on our way to camp. It's exciting. We're going to camp.
We do have a little bit of a ride, so I mean, we should focus on something else. Let's not freak ourselves out.
That's true. Oh, you know what's the best thing to do when we're on the bus going camp?
What?
Bus songs. I love good bus songs.
Are you talking about like the wheels on the bus go
round and round, No, yes, I love that song. But you know what's crazy? Before we actually even got on the bus, I was working on my own version of it. Would you like to hear my version?
I would love to. That sounds fun.
Awesome. Okay. Now, as we know, I'm not the greatest singer here. I'm not a Mr. Malave, so... Okay. All right, here we go. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ghost face in the wood. Go surprise Sydney. Surprise Sydney. Surprise Sydney. Ghost face in the woods. Go surprise Sydney. All through camp. Jack Torrance in the stall goes, here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny. Jack Torrance in the stall goes, here's Johnny. Holding up an axe. Leatherface saw goes vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Leatherface saw goes vroom, vroom, vroom. All through camp. Pennywise the clown goes, hiya, Georgie. Hiya, Georgie. Hiya, Georgie. Pennywise the clown goes, hiya, Georgie. Would you like a boat? Whew. Bathsheba's here and she's gonna scare me. She's gonna scare me. She's gonna scare me. Bathsheba's here and she's gonna scare me. I hate that creepy bitch. When death shows up, we know the water recedes. The water recedes. The water recedes. When death shows up, we know the water recedes. In all the final destinations, the campers on this bus, we all gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. The campers on this bus, no, we're all gonna die. And that's how we ride.
Wait, are we actually...
I hope not. That was just part of my song.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that was awesome. That was such a good song.
I
need that.
I was losing my breath for a second. And then I got to the Bathsheba part. I got scared because every time I get to her, I get real scared. So
Yeah, a little choked up.
a little bit, yeah. But Jesus Christ, I'm not going to lie. That is a lot of singing, and I'm not good at it. That's why Mr. Malave should stick to the singing.
I feel like bus songs are like really good as a group, so it's not just one person.
That's true.
But when we
I
get
only
the
knew
group,
the words.
we should all try that at camp. That sounds like.
I'll be sure to send you guys all the lyrics to it because
Hell yeah.
I just
we can make that a campfire.
I just wrote it. I just literally wrote it waiting for the bus. So
That's so cool. You know, you did say Final Destination.
yeah.
But actually, did you see Final Destination Bloodlines?
Oh, I did see Final Destination Bloodlines.
Holy crap. I feel like we should talk about this. I haven't had a chance to talk about it with anybody yet, and watch it so far.
Yeah.
And I think it's out on streaming now, right?
Correct. It is currently out on digital, and you can go and buy a physical copy as well.
So, like, everyone can watch it, and we can all talk about it at camp. But I really need to talk about it right now. So, like,
We got plenty of time. We got a ride ahead of us. We're still in this fucking tunnel, and I don't know if we're ever going to get to Mr. Malave at this point. I don't know where we are, but I would love to talk about Final Destination Bloodlines.
Hell yeah. Let's talk about Final Destination. I feel like, I know we talked about it in school. This is the newest one. This is the one that I feel like it's been the best one in it.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely. If I had to rank it, I would put it at I'd put it at number 2, in my opinion. From all,
I think I would put it at like number 3.
Okay, that's fair.
But it's still up there. But I mean,
Yes.
like, it did so well that I think they're already planning another one, right?
I mean, it made a lot of fucking money. I believe it has the highest Rotten Tomatoes score for it. So
It was
I
like
believe it will
92
do.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it did really
Crazy.
well for a Final Destination. You know why? Because it's a movie. Like, they actually
an
made it a
actual
movie. It's not like some of those movies you watch that you can see on, like, Spike TV or the FX, you know, where it's just like, this was made for TV. I would always say number 3, number 4. I mean, even number 2, the way it's kind of shot is a very made-for-TV kind of film. It's just really good.
Oh, yeah.
Even number 1, again, it's not. It doesn't look like it's a theatrical kind of movie. It looks like it's like Spike TV, like I said, or like Shudder, or like it's made for streaming or some shit. So this one is made for This is made for the theater. Okay, like they have it in 4DX. Like it's beautifully shot. It's very crystal clear when you're watching it. The premonition is top notch.
The minute you said 4DX, it made that, unfortunately, Oh, she's killed her just badly. Ceiling collapsing.
Oh, yes.
Showings of this movie. And if that's not Final Destination in a nutshell, I don't know what is.
No. First off, I know Mr. Malave, we spoke.
I just hope it wasn't in for you.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Malave told me that he's seen the theater by him, which I've gone to many times since growing up. They have 4DX, and he was thinking of going to see Bloodlines in 4DX. And I was like, you really want to go see the movie that's about things killing you in 4DX where you shake, you get splashed with water, you get hit with the fucking hot air? Like, that's what you're thinking. This is what you're thinking is the right idea. You know what? Cool. Go for it, sir. You might as well go on a roller coaster while watching the movie. It's not going to work out well for you. I don't know if he did it, but I wouldn't. First off, I'm not going to the movie theater to be on a ride.
It depends. If I'm at Universal, absolutely I'll go to a movie theater to be on a
But
ride.
that's
if I'm going to
different.
my local theater,
Yes.
I'm good.
I'm not going to AMC to sit there and go watch fucking Jaws 50th anniversary re-release in theater and then get splashed with water in my face. I'm not going to be a happy camper in a cold movie
Popcorn's
theater.
gonna get wet.
Yeah, my popcorn's going to get wet. My clothes are going to get wet. I mean, I'm not one of those that go to the movie theater dressed nice. I always thought that was weird, unless you're going on a date. But I've seen people, like crowds, they come in, they're dressed really nice to go to the movies. And I'm like, it's the fucking movies. The floor is sticky. Like, why are you dressed nice? Like, what's going on? Our classroom is sticky as the same as the movie theater.
Just that one chair, though.
But we tend to share the chair, so it doesn't, we all feel the pain. But yeah, again, I just feel this movie, though it's pretty dope that it's in a 4DX, I don't think I need to go watch a movie while I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. I don't need to be doing this while I'm, watching Final Destination. That's my opinion. Other people may like it, but
I don't want to be fighting for my life while other people on screen are fighting for their lives.
Yes, they're actors. I'm not supposed to be acting in the movie. I am the viewer. Let me feel. Let me feel the
you're
movie.
a doer in a 40X.
Exactly.
You're now a character. Good
You're
luck.
in the movie. Like, they even make you sign a waiver, probably. You might die during this movie. No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm going to go see it in Dolby. I wouldn't sign it. I'd go see it in IMAX.
Yeah, I feel like an IMAX viewing of Final Destination Bloodlines would be better than 40X, but if you want to be weirdo about it, sure.
Agreed. I agree.
The one thing that does kind of feel awesome about the 40X Bloodlines, though, people were reporting when there was blood splatter that's when they would get sprinkled with water. So imagine you see blood splatter on screen and it smacks you in the face.
No.
It would piss me off, but I like the thought of it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be okay with it because, again, I don't go to the movie theaters to get water splashed on my face. Okay,
No, it just reminds me of the play production of Evil Dead.
But that's different.
Blood.
That's
Or blood
interactive.
like
You
that.
know what you're getting into. Like, when I go on the Spider-Man ride in Universal, when the fucking Hydro Man shows up and he's just like, "You're taking a dive," and you're getting hit with water. You're like, that makes sense. He's a big water monster. Like, I know it's an interactive ride. I don't go to the movies to be interactive. It's a
That's
movie,
fair.
Fuck that. Like, are they going to make 4DX chairs now for home?
I'm pretty sure they already do.
Fuck, that's crazy.
You can hook it up to your surround sound and shit.
That's wild.
It's an exorbitant amount of money. It's almost like that the Bluetooth toothbrush that we were.
Yeah.
It's a stupid amount of money for you.
Right. That's fuck that.
Call back. But getting into the movie, I mean, how did you feel about the direction?
As in, oh wait, hold on. Direction, as in the direction, director of the movie, or direction of the movie.
The director of the movie, the director and the shots.
I think they were fantastic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think they did a phenomenal job here. This movie was extremely well directed. Who was the fucking director of this movie? There's two directors, Adam Stein and Zach Lipovitsky.
Yes.
Lipovitsky, which is crazy because they've done movies like Leprechaun Origins, which is trash.
It's so crazy that sometimes a director will make the worst movie and then turn around and make one of the best.
Sometimes you just need that feel, where it's got to be something that you love. I think, because they also did the Kim Possible movie. I didn't see the live action version of it, so I don't know if it's good. But I think they were just
liking
fans.
the shots from it, but I don't about it. Which tells me that I did not like it.
Yeah, I don't remember the movie because I've never seen the movie. I remember seeing the trailer and whatnot, but I wasn't thinking to myself, ooh, Kim Possible movie. Definitely want to watch that. But I think these guys probably had like a history with Final Destination where they really liked it. They really enjoyed it. Probably this is the first time they're getting into like the horror genres. So, well, besides, we don't count Leprechaun Origins.
That's like comedy. We'll throw that.
Yeah, that's more dumb comedy. They try horror, but no. But it's more like that whole, let's try this. And I think they did a really great job. Like if they're going to do a number 7 and they're the guys that are doing it, I would be like, yeah, no, it's fine.
100%. Like you said, it was actually a movie. It's a made-for-theater movie, so the shots also felt more impactful.
Yes.
I know in Final Destination sometimes they'll pan the camera over to show you something else. This movie did a really good job about not misdirecting us.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you exactly what you need to see, exactly at the right time. And then instead of, like in previous movies, instead of looking around the screen going, oh my God, I'm trying to see like what's going to happen with that. All of the characters besides the main character.
Like Stephanie.
So besides Stephanie, she figures out that her nightmares are real and she's and she is also doing the manic thing that I used to do with all the Final Destinations, looking everywhere and trying to pinpoint what's going to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it sounds the most obscene, stupid way,
Mm-hmm.
with a soccer ball hitting a leaf blower, hitting a tree branch, hitting a thing. Like, every piece of that is so reminiscent of the other movies to me, what I did, that I'm like, wow, maybe I do sound fucking crazy.
Sure.
But then when things fall into place and happen, I'm like, wait, I wasn't crazy for trying to look into the background, and neither was she. And it kicks off the rest of the movie, what I'm supposed to expect. But it was done in such a way that I don't have to look around the screen and pinpoint it myself because the character is going to do that. So I just get to enjoy the whole thing.
Yeah, I think that might be the best part about this movie, too, is not only the fact that it's, again, it feels like you're watching a movie and not just a Final Destination movie, like you're watching a film here. This is a legitimate film. But I feel that the directors and I believe they're also the part of the writing team as well, have that mindset of being like, we're going to give you the audience view. Like this, she is now an audience member. And so what she sees, you're seeing, and you're going to see how this plays out. Like the scene of, I mean, from the beginning, the premonition scene, I would say is number 2. To obviously, Final Destination 1 is the best premonition, but that is the second best premonition. That shit is fire. That shit is literal fantastic. That is a fantastic
literal fire
scene.
And terrifying. Yes.
Oh, and as someone that is afraid of heights, one, I wouldn't go up there. That would never happen. It'd be you mean as they're going up the elevator, you're looking, hey, like no, that's never happening. And the fact that the glass ceiling, you can look down and literally see everything. Like, no, I'm good. But it is done so well. And it's all because of a penny.
Yeah. The whole thing is kicked off by a penny.
Just a penny.
And, like, I'll never walk past a penny on the ground and think the same thing. Like, see a penny, pick it up all day long, you have good luck. Fuck that. I'm not even fucking touching it.
According to this movie, that's not true.
Stay on the ground where it belongs. Stay on the ground where it belongs.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking penny that kicks off everything. It blew my mind that it's like, instead of doing something so small as death is just taking the approach of this could happen to anyone at any time at any day, basically. Their own action.
Yeah.
A fucking kid throwing change off the top. I would have pushed the kid. I'm not gonna lie.
Off the top?
Yes.
Damn. It's pretty rough.
It pisses me off when like unattended kids are being assholes,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no parent to like.
So
reprimand them.
murder.
So I'm just like, I have the thought. I should walk away before I complete the thought.
So murder. Your idea is I'm going to murder the child, which will then put you in prison probably for life.
Nobody would know.
No, people were up there. They definitely would know.
I mean, they would know when he hit the ground. I'd be long gone.
I think there's cameras. Pretty sure there's cameras.
You think so?
I think
You think so?
I mean, it's
It
1970s.
was finished production. Yeah, but it was finished production way earlier than it needed. I don't
Well,
think
once
they
you
had
hear
half the
that,
shit in
that's
there.
already a problem. Someone's just like, yeah, we were able to do it months in advance. Well, what?
They said that like as they were in the elevator.
Yes, as they were in the.
And I'm like, I would get off.
I'd be like, okay, so once we go to the top, not gonna get off. I forgot something in the car. Hold on, got to go back. And then once I get back to the ground, we're not going up there.
Yeah.
It's not happening. Fuck that. That shit is high. And the setup again with the penny is fantastic. I love the way they did it. But what was even better is the fact that they're playing Shout. You know, they got the band sitting there, "Well," and he's fucking hitting it. You know, you make me wanna, and they're all dancing and they're shouting. It feels like you're watching Wedding Crashers at this point, you know. And you're in the seat watching the movie, probably in 4DX too, and you're watching. You're going, shout, keep my hands up and shout. Here's what's insane: the floor is cracking beneath them. No one looks down.
I swear to God.
No, but now here's the problem. Okay, and again, I really do like this movie, but I will call bullshit on this because not only are you surrounded, you're standing on a glass floor that you can see down. So immediately, human instinct, you are going to look down constantly because that fear is going to hit you in the head. So
100%.
someone's going to see it, and two, they're at the part when it's a little bit softer now, a little bit. And as we know, as wedding goers and wedding crashers, some of us, when we're doing a little bit softer now, we get low to the ground because we're getting low.
Everyone got low.
They got low and they're right there in the cracks. And how did you not see the crack? And then it's a little bit louder now. And then as they get higher, that's when they fucking jump. I do love that part. Shout, shout, shout.
Beautiful.
And I was like, oh!
Wonderfully shot. But
loved it. I loved it, but fuck, I call bullshit on that because there is no fucking way one person's not looking down at the whole floor was cracking. Not one person was
Iris
definitely
did.
looking.
Iris looked and said, like, the floor.
Well, that's
cracking.
but
Like,
she
she
didn't
started
say nothing.
freaking out.
She just looked at
No.
it and just started backing away. Like, it's not working. But it shouldn't just be Iris. There's many people dancing to this song where they can see the floors cracking. And again, once we're a little bit softer now, we're lowered to the ground. It's, you're touching the ground at this point with your hands. Because you got to get a little bit louder as you get higher, back up to the ground, back up to the sky. It's insane. But I love that premonition. It's phenomenal.
It's so good, especially because the way it's shot, you think like, oh, this isn't a premonition because it's happening to Iris, and Iris dies at the end. So you're just like, oh, we should be looking through the lens of Iris, right? But we're not. We're looking at Stephanie's of her. Like, this is insane. To backtrack just a little bit, when we're listening to Shout, before they even get up in the elevator, you hear Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash.
Yes, you do.
And I'm just like, oh, so something's going to happen with fire.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just thinking that in the back of my head. So when I'm hearing Shout and I'm watching that scene unfold, I'm like, that's a misdirect. They did nothing with fire. But then they did. The whole thing gets on fire. It just starts crumbling and crashing into pieces completely around her. And you think she's going to live based on, like, every step that she saved a life.
She did.
Which is important later. But it's like,
Yes.
we see everything fall. You're just like, oh, she's going to live. You see everything to where her ring is too tight. She's hanging by it by some rebar. Peeling the skin off her finger.
I know, it's so gross.
So gruesome. This movie made me, like, cringe multiple times about how gruesome it was. Beautiful. So I'm perfectly okay with that. But it just really brought it home for me that this movie was not going to be like the rest.
Yes, I agree.
At all.
I agree. I think that this movie understood here's a good way to put it. As I was saying, it understood the assignment, but it understood the assignment in the sense of how Saw 10 understood the assignment. Because Saw 10 or Saw X was a really good movie. And me and Jen has had this conversation after watching the movie when I even said, I was like, that was a really good fucking movie. I said, because it was a movie. It wasn't,
Yes.
again, like Saw, and I bring the same thing with Final Destination, is very SFX, sci-fi network, like, Spike TV kind of shit where it's just like, it's made for Shudder, it's made for streaming, it's just gory, 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 gory. But it's not a movie, It's just every kill is happening every 2 minutes. This is a movie, just like Saw X was a movie. You got kills, but not many kills. They spaced it out.
But the kills we got were...
But that's what works. That's what makes it good, because they space out the kills to where it matters now, instead of just, like for example, in Final Destination 2, we get a great kill when she gets fucking the airbag hits her in the fucking back of the head. Love that kill. But then literally someone dies right after that. Then, Eugene gets blown up, but also as he gets blown up, Claire gets blown up. They're just killing at that point. It's just like, we got to kill people. They're
killing for entertainment versus like
killing for the movie, killing for the concept of what's going on. And this movie did it correctly because they space out the kills. And they're going to die.
100%.
And that's why I will say the ending is the weakest part of the movie, because it's just, well, we got to kill him.
Yeah.
So they kill him.
I 100% agree with that. We'll get to that ending part. But like, it was the first time I was like, besides the first movie, because the first movie I didn't know what the premise was yet. It's the first one. We don't know how to do it. So much like the first one, you're actually rooting for the characters to live, or at least some of the characters to live.
Yeah.
Even though they're going to die.
Right.
At this point, it's just like, I had to remind myself of like, no, they have to die somehow. So how's it going to happen? Versus me going, oh, well, I'm really rooting for this person. Like they're going to find the secret so they don't. No, it's a Final Destination. They are going to die. You can't just assume that they're not. You can't. It's hard not to root for these characters because they make you care about them, because they space out their kills, make their kills definitive to the movies. Like, rooting for the characters, it really hurt, especially because I don't know about you, but Bobby,
the brother,
the brother that's
peanuts.
allergic to peanuts.
Yeah,
I legit the entire time was like, he's such a sweet little angel baby. Why would they kill him? Also, like, I hope he doesn't just die of peanuts, and like this whole thing just feels wrong.
it's okay. He did die of peanuts.
He did, unfortunately.
He did not.
I mean, he didn't, fortunately, but unfortunately,
he got another way.
Were involved. But I'm sitting there like,
2 nuts.
I just wish it was okay for me to root for a character and not have in the back of my mind that they're
I like
as
that.
far as the characters go, it was like Bobby was cool.
Bobby was cool.
Eric, I thought Eric was kind of badass. He was really angsty, and I like his whole bit of like Jerry Fenbury.
Yeah, okay.
Because what we find out with the family is that like, once when Stephanie figures out the lineage, like, oh, well, this is who's going to die in our family, and keep them safe. And she's obsessing over Eric. Because Eric is supposed to be the first. She's like constantly calling him, constantly harassing him, reminding him of mortality.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inevitable that he's going to die based on his own. And he's just kind of like, dude, I'm not going to die. And if I die, who the fuck cares? That deal. And then we find out that he's not the biological son
Correct.
of his dad. And instead, this guy, Jerry Fenbury, that we don't fucking see at all, he has this moment of like, is that why Jerry Fenbury always wanted to play catch with me? And I feel like that was a crucial character moment turn for me, because at one point I didn't give 2 shits about Eric, and then after he said that, I'm like, ooh, childhood trauma.
Yeah, trauma.
You're an interesting character. Let's talk about you.
Yes,
Because
he would get
mind,
a good therapy session.
In my mind, I'm sitting there going like, oh, so Eric's not going to die because he's not part of the lineage.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that too, was we found that out after the tattoo parlor scene.
Yes.
Which doesn't make sense then. So what was happening? If he's technically not supposed to die because he's not in the bloodline sense, then what was happening in that scene? Why was you have a theory?
I have a little bit of a theory about this.
I want to hear it.
So because of Eric's haphazard nature, like he does reckless things all the time. So he doesn't think anything of it. So now we're just seeing something that probably was just a series of very unfortunate events for him.
No, come on.
However,
he locked onto his fucking thing.
Yeah.
You have one. That's not going to happen.
I know. You know how many times I've hooked it on shit?
Have you really?
nothing that would kill me, but yeah.
Has it locked too? Because keep in mind, the
No, because
stupid
I don't.
thing
I don't have
hits
a.
and
I don't have a
locks.
giant fucking gauge, small one that fits my face, and not something.
I wouldn't
crazy.
say it was
But-
because they set it up as if it was the whole death shit,
They did, and I think that was just
like a
for
ploy.
us. Yeah, I think that was
Wow.
just for us because even if Death was toying with him to be like, "Hey, don't fuck with me," Death didn't kill him until he tried to interfere with his.
That is true. That is very true. He tried to play God,
Yes.
which is very important, especially in Final Destination. You don't play God. You try to
You
play
can't.
God, you get caught and you get got. And that's what happens. I mean, these people that have these premonitions, they're trying to play God. That's
Yes.
what makes it interesting. And a lot of people that are like viewers and like maybe not real movie people like us, I'm a movie guy, baby. But Sabrina, you are the movie girl, baby. And here's the thing: when you watch these movies, anybody that tries to cheat Death or do anything, you're trying to play God, and Death does not appreciate that, and that's why the water recedes, because it's like, oh yeah, well I got you, bitch, and the water's going to recede now. Only God can play those games. So these people are giving this opportunity for the premonition. Does not mean you are supposed to save everyone.
Right.
They're just letting
I
you
feel
know.
I feel like it was also like it didn't follow the traditional rules. 'Cause, as we found out in Final Destination 1 from Alex, you know how he says like when you save someone, Death skips that person, but
Yes.
always comes back around to them.
Yes.
This one, like, no. Even if you saved someone, Death was still going to try to come for them, to eliminate them, to get to you.
Because you're
And it-
trying to play God.
Yes.
Don't
because
play
you're,
God.
You're meddling with the person that was supposed to die. So either you're going to die to get them away, and they're going to come back for them, or they're just going to keep pressing for that one person that's supposed to die.
Right. And the
Like,
only
Death
way
has an order, and if you make
Death
that
has an
order change,
you
then
done
Death
fucked
is
up.
going to do whatever it needs to either get that one person, or it's definitely going to come back around. It's going
Exactly.
to eliminate the obstacle.
You
So I feel like
done fucked up.
at that point, it was trying to eliminate Eric, but it wasn't supposed to be Eric dying first.
Eric was, based on what we're going here, even though I still call it bullshit because of tattoo parlor, but
Yeah.
based on this of Eric was not supposed to die. So he was originally just going to be in the trailer. He didn't he was originally going to stay home. He wasn't going to come, and then he changed his mind because he loves his brother, and there's nothing
Right.
wrong with that. Appreciate that he actually gives two shits.
I can definitely appreciate that, especially the scene where he's just like, dude, you can't have him go in there. You just made those peanut butter cookies. You're trying to kill him already before this scene. It's like, fuck off. Oh, he truly cares.
He does
And then
truly.
he just punches him in the nuts on the way in.
Yes, which is very
That's brotherly love.
That's what
if I
makes
haven't
him.
seen it.
That was
Like,
what makes
it's
him a very
beautiful.
good character.
Yeah.
But I do feel like he does care. He proves that
He
he
does.
cares. And then they also mention, which they also mentioned in Final Destination 2, is if somebody dies, they can be brought back to life. If they're brought back to life, then everything stops. Like, they made that very clear. Tony Todd says
Yes.
it again. Everything stops.
Yes.
Hence why he mentions Kimberly from the second one. She's still alive. She's the only person in Final Destination to still be alive. And I believe that means the sheriff would still be alive too, because
Yes.
she died, came back, everything stops. So they're okay. So now they have the idea, okay, you have to kill somebody and then bring them back. So the idea that they have with the brother, it is not a bad idea. It makes sense. Eric is
Feasible,
there.
but the carry out was terrible.
Well, yeah, that was the other problem. Like the carry out
Good
was
plan,
terrible.
bad execution.
Because he tried to play God. He tried to do
Correct.
it on his own. He tried to go, well, we'll go do this. I have the EpiPen. Eat the fucking thing. Once you die, I'll hit you with the fucking thing, and then you'll come back and we'll be fine. First off, he was correct. They're in a hospital. If you're going to die, this is the place to die. That's
Oh, yeah.
literally what happened in Final Destination 2. She drowns, and right out of the river, they're in the hospital. So she was saved. So perfect plan. Unfortunately, when you try to play God,
Well, I would say perfect location for Sam. Plan
yes,
wasn't totally perfect.
Well,
Plan was
no,
doable.
but you're still in the right place.
Execution was terrible.
You're in the right place because
Location was good.
he tried to do it on his own and not as a team. They should have stuck together as a team. And
But even so, it's the fact of instead of doing your own plan, that's not part of Death's plan. So Death isn't going to let you carry out your own plan.
of course not.
He has his own. So when you let his own happen, that's where you step in to save them. But they don't know this. They just know,
No.
oh, kill him, bring him back, you're good.
Correct.
And it's like they don't fully grasp the understanding of the weight of their actions.
Mhm.
So Eric's just thinking, no, we just do this real quick, bing, bang, boom, we're done, we're home for dinner. In his sense.
Which most people would. Like, a lot of people would have that mindset too. Because when we see Tony Todd's part, which we'll give him his own little
Yeah.
Little
I
part.
would like to go into the lineage from like movies.
for him. But he does explain it, but not perfectly. Like, he just kind of gets to that, well, you take a life, bring life back, and then you're good. Oh, okay. So a mindset would be like, okay, well, we're going to kill you, bring you back. We're in a hospital. We should be set. This is pretty good. We're good to go. Unfortunately, because he tried to play God, because you're fucking with death, he got the best death in the Final Destination franchise. That
Holy
is the
shit,
best the best death. Like, when it was happening, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then when his ding-a-ling gets pulled, I was like, oh my God, that's
Bro.
amazing. Like, yes.
I had it in the back of my mind that he had many piercings. I did not see that one coming, and I absolutely fucking loved it.
Perfect.
So whenever we do episodes with
Yeah.
I love it. I need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Don't forget to talk about this.
Yeah.
The one that I have in bold lettering is just MRI.
Yeah.
And that whole scene, I would like to talk about this scene. It's absolutely. Oh my God. And the practical effects with it.
Oh, phenomenal.
Did you see the behind the scenes?
Yes, I
practical
did.
effects with it?
I did.
Holy shit.
Very cool.
I was so happy about it.
Very cool
I was
what they
like,
did.
This is fucking crazy. The directors, the staff, the whole writing team, it was great. And this scene was perfectly executed in the movie. And it is by far my favorite. My favorite death, my favorite kill, because it's a twofer.
It is a twofer.
It's a twofer. It's a 2-for-1 special.
Yes.
Death is getting that blue light sale.
Yeah.
Eventually, we see that the plan is being executed and he is having an allergic reaction. But
Mhm.
Bobby, much like any normal, sane fucking person, when you're faced with death, your instinct kicks in. Your survival instinct of like, I want to live. I don't want to fucking die. So he's reaching for the EpiPen and he's struggling with Eric. Eric's just kind of watching his brother die, trying to maintain his cool. Like, no, this has to happen. This has to happen. Die. This has to happen.
Right.
And you see Bobby's will to live just like takes it. And it's like,
He's like,
that's,
nope.
it's perfectly reasonable
Sure.
for anyone to do. Like, if I'm suffocating, of course I'm going to try to find a way to help, even if the help is right in front of me. But it sucks even worse for character dynamic. It's two brothers, and one is fighting for his life. His brother has the solution. His brother is just backing away. Saying, nope, can't have it.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
The character development between those two in that one moment really kicked in for me, where I was like, this is fucked.
Yes. It's a tough situation.
It's so fucked up. But eventually, when death does its thing, and the MRI machine starts raising its levels,
Mhm.
it gets very magnetized.
Yes.
We all know how an MRI
Super
works,
duper
where it's
magnetized.
like, hey, there's a reason they only bring it up to a certain level. There's a reason the doctors are behind glass. There's a reason they tell you more metals. There's a reason they document it plate somewhere in the body. There's a reason for every bit of that machinery. And they're just not even noticing it. The nurse at the station down the hall notices that thing too. And they in the room don't notice.
Yeah.
Except for Eric, who starts going, huh, feels weird. Until eventually you see Bobby. You see Eric's pelvis drag him in, and a wheelchair from the fucking hallway comes
Fantastic.
through. Puts him basically at the waist, where he's being sucked in, groin first, into the MRI, and his whole body's bending backwards.
Mhm.
And when you see Bobby finally, like, fight for it, he stands up and he's right there by the guy. And the fucking vending machine that they were fucking with earlier to
Yeah.
get the knockoff Reese's. It's the metal coil that finally comes through. Smacks him.
Yeah. And keeps spinning, too.
It spins like a goddamn drill
Yeah.
into his head, and the nurse finds them. And I'm just like, I don't know a better 2-for-1 death that I've seen in the movie ever that makes me feel this grossed out. This, like...
This was a good
This-
twofer.
Yeah. And
You know?
honestly, like, I love this, but this whole movie makes me feel like a creep for watching it because I was waiting.
Heard that? That was weird.
Fuck.
I keep feeling like there's like, I don't know. This bus is really strange. It's weird.
Haunted.
Yeah. Well,
It's a
I don't know. Every time for some reason, say it again. Say it one more time. Say what you said again. Say what you said again. And I think maybe one more time. Just
I was waiting for this death, and I felt like a creep watching it.
see, it happened again. It's like every time you say that, it happens again. Like that's really strange. You know what? But
Where's that even coming from?
I don't know. Whatever. Let's happy thoughts.
Oh,
Let's stick
I'll try
to
not
the.
to say it again.
Let's stick to the subject because again we're starting doing weird shit again. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable here. Still wondering where the fuck Matt is. We've been going for a minute. Now we'll get back. All right. See, now I'm starting to freak
I'm
out.
not gonna lie, I haven't seen this past.
Yes, I know. No, see now.
Anyway.
Back to the movie,
Final
back to-
Destination. Final.
Back to let's talk Tony Todd. Okay,
Bloodlines.
let's talk about some
Yes.
Tony Todd because this is a very important moment in the film. Very important moment in horror in general.
Very
This
important
is-
moment
this
in
is it.
our lives.
Yes, this is the final goodbye, and really,
His send off. His final showing.
yeah, I really,
Last piece for us.
and it closes the doors for his character too.
It closes the doors, and at the end, it's touching to me,
Yeah.
especially seeing the scene where we see that he is supposed to be saved.
He was the kid.
Yes. So
Yeah.
he, being saved by Iris kicks off this whole thing. Kicks off this franchise. It's like this was his beginning and his end, all the
Yes.
see the doors close on him, and I felt a little choked up because I was like, "That's it. That's just it."
That is
One door
the end.
opens, and eventually that door will close. I feel like I've really just God, I Candyman.
Yes.
He was one of the horror icons at a young age. I remember seeing Candyman at his house in Ohio. God, I was 5 or 6.
Wow.
I was freaked out completely, as I should be at that age. But I mean, I knew Tony Todd from a very young age in horror. And just to see this as a send off,
I really enjoyed this moment, and I appreciate the directors for doing this because they put him in the movie. They tie his character in because as Final Destination fans, we always looked at Bloodsworth as death. Maybe he was death the whole entire time, like like he's the Grim Reaper. But it turns out no, he's not. He was the little kid with the train, which he still had. He still had the train, and he was saved. And then he just surrounded himself with death in the long run. That's just the route he took. But he was still friends with Iris. And then after she died, he comes out and says it like, I can leave now. I can retire. Like, I can go away now because my friend is gone. And she died from cancer because she obviously not in the movie, she died because the fucking thing went through her face. But she was dying. She was dying from cancer. She brought that up in the movie.
yes.
So was he in the movie and in real life. And I appreciate that the directors gave Tony Todd an opportunity, because the last line that he says, which the last line he says is, I intend to enjoy the time I have left. I suggest you do the same. Life is precious. Enjoy every single second. You never know when. Good luck. That was Tony Todd's final fucking words on screen. And it
I
was
feel like
a
that was his
goodbye.
final fucking words.
It was. That was what they were saying, is they told him that wasn't in the script. They told him for the last, before he walks through the doors, say whatever you want to say to the audience. So he's talking to the actors, he's talking to the camera, he's talking to us, he's talking to the world. And that's what the man said. And to me, when you watch that, knowing those are the last and final words that on screen he will ever say, it's very touching. Because it's real.
It hits the heart more than anything.
It's real.
So it definitely feels like it was the perfect deal. And again, those words, they will stick with me. I know it's not meant to be. It's not supposed to be this thing. From 5-6 years old to now, hearing those words and knowing that's the perfect way to say it.
Yes. It was the perfect way to think about it. So, and you feel it though, because it's not only just Candyman and whatnot, Final Destinations. That's a man right there, That's a man right there that's literally dying and in before your eyes. And he looked horrible. Let's just be real for a second. He did not look great. I mean, he had cancer. And if I'm not mistaken, he died just recently after this fucking movie was pretty much done filming.
Yes.
Maybe like a month or two later, he passed away. So,
yes.
But what they did was the right thing. They gave that man all the props, all the respect, and the legacy that's truly deserved. So, rest in peace, Tony Todd.
They gave him the space to talk and say his final words to the world. They gave him the space to feel comfortable knowing what he's doing.
He could have responded right before he left. Could have said, all like he said, good luck, and then like right before he left, could have went just and fuck you and just bounced. Like he could have did that, but he didn't. That's why it meant so much to him. And there is an interview with him after doing Final Destination where he said he loved this role and he loved that opportunity just to be. He is Final Destination.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty big deal, and I'm glad that he had his moment to shine before his unfortunate passing.
I mean, I think about it a lot. I just wish I had the opportunity. I feel that way towards a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable with that. Not meeting.
Yeah, I agree. Okay.
We take him to heart.
We do, and we give our respects, and we say thank you to Tony Todd for all he has done for us in the movie industry. I wish I had an opportunity to meet him too. I've been at Spooky Empire many times where he was there, and just we're constantly walking around, we're interviewing people and stuff. So celebrities come and celebrities go. We don't have the time to just always stop. Well, we do, but not all the time. Exactly. So Sabrina, I have a question for you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we're not going to break down every single death in this movie. Now, obviously, when we talk about our favorite one, it's definitely Eric. We know Eric's the best death in this movie.
Oh, 100%.
The best death in the movie. What would you say is the second best death in this movie?
Ooh.
What would you say? It's number 2. I'll tell you my number 2 while you think.
I think I have mine.
Okay, well then let's hear it. What's your number
Julia.
2?
The
garbage fucking compact. Yeah,
I
that
love the
shit's
practical
rough.
effect on that too, and also just seeing her finally breathing. Because again, that was the scene where we see Stephanie saying, "Well, this could happen, and then this could happen, and lead to this, and then this." And she's constantly fawning over Eric that no one's paying attention to Julia.
Yeah.
So when she's finally reaching up for her, of help me get out of this, and she's they chased him. All this effort. She goes, "I'm gonna save you." And then she comes out with just her arm.
Yeah.
We see her head get squished in.
Fucking
that
wild.
was a real fear of mine when I was a kid.
Sure. Getting stuck.
getting stuck in a trash compactor and getting squished.
Squished, yeah, because it's
Specifically
slow.
a cardboard compactor, because I throw some shit there and I'm like, oh, let me go get it. No, you're fucking smashed. I'm thinking about that forever. But seeing that in real time on the screen, I was like, ooh, that's fucked.
And that's a slow death too,
It's
you know.
so slow.
That ain't
and
quick.
It's happening right before Stephanie's eyes. And she's still holding her goddamn arm.
Yeah.
She pulls it out of the I
Yeah,
would say
that's
that's
a
my
good
number
one.
2.
That's a good number 2. I like that one. I'm gonna say the father. I'm gonna say his death because it's very funny, and
Ooh.
it's just how like okay. I look at it this way in many ways. Number 1, sir, you are an old man. Okay, get off the trampoline. You should not be on the trampoline. That should have been how he went. He did a backflip and then it broke his neck. Would have been hilarious. But no,
Now, you know how
they
Bobby's
stepped it
foot
up.
like goes through?
Yes.
That should have been the dad, where he just goes through and like dislocates his hip and then like tries
That would
to
be
get up and
fucking
falls and smashes his head on a rock. Something.
wild.
It's just like, bro.
Or he falls and smashes his head into the glass that was sticking up,
Yeah.
that was on there instead of his foot going into. But he had a very gruesome death in that
Ooh.
sense of he steps on it, which, ouch, that fucking hurts. You watching it, you're going, ow. You know, if I'm in 4DX, when he steps on the glass, something should stab my foot. Like, you should feel the pain. Like, ow, fuck, like that.
Just feel like a little shock.
Like a Lego or something. They stick a Lego just and push it on your foot. And like, ouch, that fucking hurts.
Are you barefoot in a movie theater?
You have to be on 4DX. You have to feel everything. You're strapped into like it's almost as if you're in Ready Player One. They put the whole bodysuit on you. That's probably 5DX or whatever, 8DX, whatever they want to call it. But I'm telling you, when he steps on it, like as a viewer, I'm like, ouch. And then he falls, and then the fucking lawnmower comes and fucking, and I'm watching it going, fantastic. Like, let's go right now. Like that is a creative death. That is a death that would never happen. That would never ever happen.
No.
But
Besides a premonition, that's the best way to open up this fucking movie.
oh
of
yeah,
death.
that's fucking great because no one's doing anything. They're just watching them get shredded, and they're just like and you're just looking like, hello, can anybody? I don't know, pick the lawnmower up. All you had to do is grab it and lift it. That's it. 2 people lift it up. It's not like it's being held down. You know, death's not sitting on it, just waiting. You know, like
How do you know? Have you seen death?
Yeah, technically we watch it all happen. It's
Besides
only because
in water?
when it falls. Yeah, so we only see him in water because it receded. But yeah, no,
the
that
form of ice in this one.
that was really
glasses.
But again, who the fuck who's not looking at their drink? Like who's not taking a look at the ice when you go in? That thing was sticking out. I understand it's glass.
Really funny. Yeah, it's really funny
it's good,
that
it's
scene
good
happened because I've been watching a lot of Rescue. Trash.
Oh, okay, Bar
It's
Rescue.
like junk food TV.
Yep.
I had the fortunate pleasure of seeing John Taffer downtown.
Oh, nice.
At one point, and I'm like, this is it. Got really excited for no reason, but I digress. I looked at that happen where glass shattered in it, and I started picking it out. I was like, you have to clean out that whole well.
Yes.
What are you doing? Drain the well.
Yes.
Any bartender knows this. Any sane person knows this. You guys are just fucking stupid. You're gonna die by your own hubris. I don't care.
I mean, it would have been pretty badass if he would have swallowed the glass and you would have seen it go through down the throat. But
I was expecting him to swallow it and it, like go through the soft palate.
That would have been
mouth,
cool.
Because like, of course, you're not going to be able to swallow that large chunk.
No.
But it can go in your mouth, and when you go to remove it, it just stabs.
That would have been badass. But I think what they did was good. They did
better.
it. It's much better.
better.
It hurts, and that's
Better
when
than
you watch
anything
it,
I
gotta
could have
hurt.
thought of.
This movie definitely sticks to a lot of painful, slow deaths.
Oh yeah.
You know, a lot of them get just right through. You know, simple.
A lot of the
straight.
deaths where it's like, no, they're okay. They're not okay.
They're not okay. It starts with an ouch and then ends with an ooh.
Yes.
That's not going to be fun. So I actually really like that death. I have a lot of fun with it. But now I want to get to the ending. Let's just run our way to the ending because I feel this is the weakest part of the movie. This
The
is
one we have to rage about.
This is the only, and honestly, the only thing I will rage about too. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll call bullshit on stuff, but this to me, it shows that they ran out of budget. You can see very clearly they ran out of budget, and it was
There's
just
only one way it can save from me, and get into that.
I feel that they had to finish the movie. That's how I look at it. They
Yeah.
were sitting there and they were like, we have to finish the movie. How are we going to finish the movie? We wrote this.
How do we kill them
movie.
both super swiftly? That way it comes to a conclusion, even though it's like, you could have picked literally anything else. You
They
could have
picked
picked
the
something so
locks.
simple and stupid. You could have
Technically,
picked,
they
like,
did. Simple
I
and
mean,
stupid.
I wouldn't say that's simple. That's a whole lot of complex things to happen, but it's simple
For that to happen.
characters. But it could have just been like, oh, as they're crossing the street, a Mack truck smacks. It could have been like, oh, you know, as they're going through, the car was like, I don't know, fucking have the car leaking. Somebody flicks a cigarette and it explodes while they're both still in it.
Sure.
Literally anything simple that seemed realistic. But instead, we get a whole train derailment
Yes.
that comes through this small cul-de-sac and crushes them both. But nobody else on the street. Just those two. If it crushed anybody else, it did not show it.
It did. That's the thing. It did not show anybody else getting crushed. But I feel like the problem with this ending was, again, and I always say this, realism in horror movies will play a factor, and it will really matter. This did not. This was not realistic. Like, this was
Unless you're
such
giving
bullshit.
me a supernatural horror film, I need some.
Yeah. Even in Supernatural, because there's technically rules there still, and you should
Yeah.
stick to the rules. Like, if you get any, I mean, it kind of works for any movie, but horror especially, because you need to have rules and they have to be set. Same thing with vampires, werewolves, in Wendigos. Like, if you can
Monsters in
establish,
general, yeah.
if you establish the rules, then that's the rules you stick to. If you don't establish rules, then it has to be generic, and you have to stick to the generic part. So there's movies that I've watched, and like a movie like Sinners that we've spoken about, where I've said that, where I'm like, but they didn't stick to the rules. They changed the rules, but they didn't specify that. They were just like, and that's what happens. And
Right.
you're like, wait, but what the fuck are you talking about? Like, and then everybody accepts that. And a lot of people I've seen that are like, they love the fact that they were able. I know we're talking about Sinners, but it's just that concept of rules. Like, if
Yeah.
you're a viewer and you're just like, I love the fact that they just didn't accept it. Well, they did accept it. They were just like, yes, she's the weird one. It's like, no, because it has to make sense. You're still human. You still have to have that brain to sit there and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. So you're telling me this shit is real? Well, what do you
Yeah.
see out there? I don't know. I mean, cannibalism, that's real. At any point in life, cannibalism was a real thing. I don't know.
Humans are made to doubt.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're here to
made
question
doubt.
literally everything.
Exactly. What we're doing
If
right
you-
now is
Yeah.
criticizing something, is questioning
If you
it.
take everything at face value that somebody says, I mean, you're not going to live very long.
No, you're not. You're going to be dead very quickly. And that's I feel is the issue, because the realism of the train derailment, which, fine, the penny again. It was a fucking penny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
But
I
even
like
so,
the
it's
callback.
like-
Same
It's
penny.
fine. Train derailments happen. But also, I don't know of any train derailment near a cul-de-sac. I don't know of any train derailment that is that catastrophic. That only kills two.
And there's no fucking way that the train will go at least. I mean, that fucking thing kept dragging along. Like, it dragged along, I'd say, probably for at least a mile.
It went into a neighborhood.
Yes,
It's
it
not
went
so much
into
like,
the
oh,
neighborhood.
it's in the woods, and then like it drags and it piles up on itself.
Mm-hmm.
It literally drags itself into a neighborhood.
Yes, with intention. The
Like,
train
it's-
had
it's intent.
intention.
The train was like, I'm gonna fucking get him.
That's exactly what it looked like. Like, the train was like, and we're going to go and get him. The train doesn't
Death possessed
fall
the train.
over. The train never falls over. It just
Yeah.
it skids its way, ripping apart the fucking street. And then it finally stops, and then log truck shows up, and the logs fall. I get the callback, and that's cute and all. But hello, you just ruined an ending because you couldn't fucking figure out how to finish it. And that was the issue with me. What was your
I feel
issue
like-
with it?
I mean, my issue is the realism, but it's also the fact that like it didn't feel right to kill them. We saw everybody else die in a certain way that was very personal to them, that felt very connected with them, that even though we were rooting for them, they still died in their own way. This
Mhm.
felt very like, oh, well, they don't die in any sort of way that's connected to them. It felt very rushed. So instead of taking our time to be like, this death is specifically for for them. It's this death is just happening. It's to happen.
It's
It
like
just
Final
feels
Destination
rushed.
4.
It feels very unnatural. Like, I know we're talking about realism, but unnatural in the way of, like, again, only those two. You don't see anybody else die. You don't hear about anything. Even the newspaper clipping that came up, it said resulted in 2 deaths.
Yes.
It only showed them, and I'm sitting there going, that doesn't fucking make sense.
No.
You could have had them on the train, and the train derailed, and they died in it with multiple people. You could have had, again, a Mack truck come by. You could have had the log truck come by as a callback, and the logs come off and hit them while they're standing on the street.
Go.
Whatever you want, but something personal to them. It felt like those 2 characters were the only ones that didn't get a personal visit.
Which is the 2 characters we've been following the whole movie. They're the main
whole
characters.
time. They're the 2 characters that we were rooting for eventually towards the end. It may not have in the beginning, but it's the fact of, like, we followed these 2 characters this whole way just makes so many. And there's only
agree.
one way they can fix it. Is if in the next movie, the train derailment is somebody else's premonition. And we kick off a whole nother series of people from that train. Because then that tells me that they weren't the only 2 that died in that stupid fucking bullshit accident.
Yes. Well, would you do another trail derailment, though, since they technically did that in the 3rd one?
I wouldn't do it the same way.
Okay,
Like, it wouldn't
okay.
be the main premonition. It would kind of be like the Iris premonition.
Okay.
It's somebody else's that kicks off another blood.
Okay. Oh,
So we
okay.
get a different set of premonitions. But that train derailment has to be in the next movie. Something
Yeah.
to fix this bullshit ending.
Yeah, I have to agree. I just feel also in that sense of not only just the realism portion, like that's my main gripe about it, but yeah, we are following these characters, especially the girl, the Stephanie chick. She's
Yeah.
our main character. Like if she's going to go, she's got to go good. And they did Final Destination 4, where it's just like, we're at a coffee shop and here comes a truck. Boom. And you're just like, okay.
It sucks, but
all right.
that's happened.
Yes, that
It
has
sucks,
happened.
but it's happened.
It has happened. It's very true. But I feel when it's my main character, they need to get it good. Like in Final Destination fucking 5, when he realizes that when they're on the fucking plane and it ties into one, you're like, fuck, no, fuck. Like, oh no, he's
Right.
gonna
It's
die.
a death that kicks off another movie.
Yes.
Like it's interconnected. I felt like this death isn't interconnected. That's why I definitely feel like if the next one doesn't have it, it's just a one-off bullshit, just like it was.
Just a sidetrack movie. We're just, it's
Correct.
another story. It's another story.
Yeah.
And we know there's going to be a number 7. We know they're going to do
Of
it.
course. 6 was wildly successful.
And rightfully so. I will give it its credit. It was really good. It was a very, very, very good Final Destination. Not even just a good Final Destination movie. It was a good movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
I don't know if I'd watch it again by itself. I feel like I would watch it again. One.
I would watch it again if I'm doing a marathon of Final Destination.
Yeah.
I wouldn't own. All right, so let's get into the good part where we really break this down. Now, we'll start with the first one. Would you give it a second round?
I suppose so, yes.
Okay.
In a certain circumstance.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. I would give it a second round. I would give it a second round in a, like you said, in a certain circumstance,
Yeah.
different point of it. And I would say that, like, would you own this movie? Would you personally go buy it on digital? Would you do that?
Considering I don't have any of the other ones, no.
Okay.
But I do feel like I need to buy 1, 5, and 6.
Okay.
Because I feel like those that feels.
Okay. Well,
But I'm not
and then
gonna
two,
rush it,
and two,
you know?
then you need number 2 then.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah.
5, 6. Well, you need 2 because they mentioned that those people were, when they didn't show up, all these other people died and whatnot. They were all connected.
Yeah.
So 2
So
you would
1,
need.
2, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Like the rest of them, I just
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because
like
the
I'm
other
not
ones
going to
are
run to
good.
buy them. So like, I would own it again in a specific circumstance. I will not buy it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm the same way. I don't own these. I don't own any of them. But if there was a mega deal, like if it was like digital, all Final Destination movies, including this one, and it was like $12,
fuck yeah.
$2
Very
a movie.
very specific circumstances.
Sure.
Yes, I would.
Like, I'm not a big Friday the 13th fan. Never been, never have been for a long time. But they, every year on Friday the 13th, on Fandango at home, they do the whole entire series for $13. And I bought it because I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, that's crazy. Plus, if we ever want to talk about it on the
Same.
show, I have it. Yes, right.
I also got that same deal.
You have to. You would be foolish not to. It's like, it's $13 for all these movies. Are they good? No, but you can watch them, and if you have a show where you can talk about it, you have access to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. It would have to be one of those circumstances where it's just a really good fucking deal, and I'm not going to pass on it because I do like to have. I'm a movie guy. I like to own movies. Normally digital now because we're barely lucky to go find anywhere that's selling movies.
I still got a few sources. I try to buy DVDs just if the power goes out, I got where I'm but most things are digital. So, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Especially the deals like that, you're not going to find physical DVDs like that.
Mm-mm.
It's all going to be digital. So completely understand.
Yeah, that's why I grab them. And yes, if the power goes out, technically it doesn't matter at that point. But that's why I have other shit.
Yeah.
Board games.
But there is one thing about this series that I absolutely adore. I'm sure you do too. It just has copious amounts of glorious port.
Glorious gore!
What the fuck was that?
You heard someone just fucking screamed. You heard that too, right?
Really fucking loud too. Wait, you know what? Let me try, okay? Because you've done it twice already, 3 times technically. Let me try. All right, okay. All right, you said glorious gore.
Glorious gore!
That's fucking weird. It's so creepy. Oh my god! Like, you can't even say anything. This is so weird. Okay.
The bus driver hasn't moved. Like it's like he's so.
I become shit. Okay, look. All right, you know what? Ooh, it's starting to get. Got to start getting the breathing down. The heart rate's racing because we're still in this tunnel. I don't know why we're still in this tunnel, and we need to get the fuck out of this tunnel. Why we're trying to go to camp. Okay, wait. I know what. Okay. I would like to talk about one of the characters real fast. We were talking about him before, and it gave me the idea of because he truly would need a therapy session. What the fuck is that?
Hello?
Hello? Nothing. This is weird. Okay. Anyway, as we know, none other than our good boy Eric Campbell. We talked about like how insane he is, and he's a good, loving father. I was gonna call him a good, loving father. He felt like a father at that point. I would say he is the love child of an MRI machine, though.
Oh yeah. You know something's coming out the other side of that.
Yeah, it came out all right. But I would say if he was a real person and not dead, I would think he himself should go see a therapist and have a therapy session. And the songs play. What is that? Okay, all right. It's all right. It's getting weird, and I think we have to be close to the camp by now. I would assume we're close by the camp. Well, I do see the light.
I mean,
there is
a light down there.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're getting closer to. I guess we're getting out of the tunnel. So that would be a plus. I'd really like to get the fuck out of this because holy shit, this is a long fucking trip. And oh wait, we're getting closer. Oh, hold on a second. We still haven't fucking got. Wait, but then where are we gonna get? Are we still supposed to pick up Matt?
I don't know.
Wow.
I feel like
Pass his house.
You signed up for the bus stop, right? But in where they pick you up, right?
I mean, I didn't.
Did.
I think my mom did, though. Oh, shit. Oh, he probably forgot. Or is... Oh. Do you have service on your phone? I know we're still in this fucking tunnel, but at least we're coming to the end here. I see this.
1 bar.
1 bar. Send him a message and just let him know, hey, you missed the bus. Did you forget about the bus? Like, what a fucking ass. Damn it. All right, well, look, all right, we're coming out of it.
Tommy, I don't mean to freak you out or anything,
Yeah.
but